The Azure Edition has three unique features that we are interested in. One is Azure Auto Manage Hot Patch, and Hot Patch is in fact one word. This Auto Manage is a new way to install updates on Windows Server, and it does not require a reboot after the installation. So this is just designed to give you an increase in uptime, is its overall goal. We also have SMB, or Server Message Block, over Quick. Quick is Quick UDP Internet Connection. SMB over Quick updates the SMB 311 protocol to use the Quick protocol instead of using our traditional TCP in our Windows Server 2022 Data Center Azure Edition, in Windows 11, and in third-party clients if they support it. The advantage to this is SMB over Quick will use TLS 1.3, which is a secure connection. Users and applications will securely and reliably access data from your edge file servers that you have running in Azure, and your users no longer require a VPN to access those servers. So what happens is I can have my virtual machine run in Azure. The virtual machine gets a public IP address, just like a public website. Now, if I'm a user in the company, I could be anywhere in the world, at home, in the office, it doesn't matter where I'm at. As long as I have an internet connection, I can securely connect to that public IP address, and I can access that VM and whatever resources are on the VM itself. I don't have to launch a VPN client like we traditionally would in the past. So just an improved way to connect to shared data we have in Azure. The one that's most interesting to me is Extended Network for Azure. I've done numerous migrations of resources from the on-premise network to Azure. This Extended Network for Azure enables you to stretch an on-premise subnet in Azure, and you can let your on-premise virtual machines keep their original on-premise private IP addresses when you migrate them to Azure. Now, all we mean by that, on-prem, if I have this virtual machine, and its IP address is 172.16.1.8. In Azure, I can migrate that virtual machine and I can keep the same IP address for that virtual machine. So during the migration process, that VM simply gets moved to Azure and it can retain that IP address. So I could have one subnet, but that subnet could have resources in your on-premise environment and it could have resources in Azure, so I don't have to rework IP addresses every time we migrate a resource from the on-prem environment to Azure. That's a newer capability in Azure itself and incredibly powerful.